Morning, gang. Here we are again. It's a Friday. Yes, indeed, Friday, the 10th of July, 2020. Welcome along to this morning's United Kingdom talk, coming to you from the Chapel Hill, the posh. I'm at the posh caravan. I'm in the posh, the Chapel Hill television studio complex here in Lincolnshire. Good morning, boys and girls. Has anyone got? How many things have you got plugged into smart plugs? It just occurred to me that if someone kind of hacked into smart plugs, they could do all sorts of things that you weren't expecting. Now, I have a smart plug here that I've got a few at the house and here as well. Various lights and things are plugged into. One thing that's plugged into a smart plug is both my kettles at the house and my kettles here. And my house kettle, you have to give each smart plug a name. And then you speak to your Amazon device and tell it to turn it on and off. Okay? Or you've got an app on here and you can just flick a switch and your smart plug will come on wherever you are in the world. So you could turn on a light, on the other side of Australia if you wanted to, something like that. So I've got lights and things plugged into these little gadgets and what have you. Two of the things I've got plugged in are kettles. Now, I've got my kettle at the house plugged in and my kettle here plugged in. And I wake up in the morning or, if I'm in here now and the kettle is in the smart plug, it's full of water, the kettle's switched on, but the power isn't going to the kettle because I haven't switched the smart plug on, right? Now, in the morning, it all works by a timer. So at a given, it's 7:10 actually, I get up here in the morning. At 7:10, my radio bursts into life, listening to talk radio with the excellent Julia Hartley Brewer. And also, at the same time, my kettle in the caravan comes on as well, right? And I'm sitting there watching the telly, so I'd got up now, I'd made my tea, sitting there watching, and I'd feel, whenever I empty the kettle, I fill it up again, put it back in, and turn the smart plug off. Ready for the next cup of tea. Remote controlled tea. That's what we're having. Remote controlled cups of tea. Don't get any better than that, does it? And I'm watching it and I thought, oh, that kettle sounds like it's come on. And I could hear it bubbling away. So I said, kettle off. And it immediately went off. You can talk to it, you see. I think probably I'd filled it up and put the water on and left and forgot to turn the smart plug off. That's what I think had happened. But it suddenly occurred to me while I was sitting there, what you could do if you could hack into people's smart plugs. Now, presumably people have got all sorts of things connected to this. You could be sitting there, hacking into someone's smart plug, flashing the lights on and off and making ghostly effects, boys and girls. Ghostly effects. Which is a little bit worrying, really, isn't it? I never thought about it kind of like that, but it sort of suddenly came to me. Have you got anything plugged into smart plugs? Do you have any smart plugs at all in your house? If so, what have you got? I'd be interested to know what smart plugs you've got things plugged into at the moment. Weather-wise, it's a little bit grey at the moment, but I gather it's going to get better today. Once again, last night, I'm afraid I had the heating on for about an hour. Or I was sitting there watching the telly. I can't remember what I was watching now, actually. Oh, and another episode of Warrior Nuns, which is just hilarious. Warrior Nuns. And there was this horrible demon, like a higher ranking demon that appeared. It was like a character. It wasn't a real... I just want to point out, it wasn't a real demon. It was like a... Not a cartoon, but a special effect demon. Do you know, is there something wrong with me? I fancied the demon. Isn't that strange? I fancied the demon. Does anyone else fancy devils or demons or anything like that? Just a suggestion. Anyway, let's say hello to some of you this morning. Morning to Jason Hughes, Diane Jebb, James Humble. Hello, James. All right. Peter Wright, Mick Davenport. Good morning. Scotty Daniel is in the house. Hello, Scotty. Rachel. Good morning, Rachel. Let's see. Paul and Lou in the house. Morning, Paul and Lou. Scrolling. Daniel Woodhouse. Hello, Your Majesty. Oh, I'm not royal, I'm afraid. No, I'm not royal. Not unless Harry decides to swing the other way, dumps her and chats me up. Not me. Morning to Mr. John Parrish. Good morning to you. When did you send the pictures, John? Just now? If you sent them now, it's a bit too late for today's show, mate. Scott loves the clips of the Lancaster, very suiting for the 80th anniversary of the Battle of Britain. Yes, we've actually had that now for quite some time, Scotty. Just to let you know where that came from, Woodhall Spa, except for this year, of course, because everything was cancelled. In fact, something else has been cancelled that I'll be talking about later. Except this year, where it's been cancelled, they have a 1940s weekend here in Woodhall Spa. Now, they do have these things all over the country. But here, I'm just down the road from Woodhall Spa. Of course, we're near Coningsby. And they have that Lancaster there with the propellers. So noisy. And beautiful noise. Beautiful, purring, loud noise. It's like a big cat flying over, you know, without being pooed on, fortunately. I don't like the smell of cat poo. It was last year, around about this time, a little bit earlier, maybe early June last year, that we were all in the Woodhall Town sort of village centre. And they have all these old bikes and old army trucks, people dressed in the uniforms. They have little shows going on in all the hotels. Oh, it is the most fantastic time. You've got to come, Scotty. You've got to come to the Woodhall Spa 1940s weekend, or when it happens again. Okay? And we were just milling about doing our stuff. Oh, Christ. That shirt's bright today, isn't it? Is it the colour setting? No, it's not. It's the shirt. Isn't it bright, that shirt? Do you want me to take that red out a bit? Blimey, I've just noticed that. Is it all right? Or is it my monitor? It could be my monitor. That looks like the colour's way up. But looking at my face, it don't look too bad, I suppose. Anyway. Yes, and we're just milling around looking at things, and suddenly I could hear this noise. And this plane, as you saw in the opening clip there, flew right over us. Twice. It turned around and come back again and went back the other way. Oh, it was amazing. Absolutely amazing. I like any aviation and stuff like that. So that's where that came from, Daniel. And you can see that every morning while I'm up here in Lincolnshire until we change the opening video, which won't be for some time. I do have a little video to show you today, boys and girls, that I made last night. 15 likes for that, okay? It's only my stuff and something that Fiona has sent in, who is head of aviation on this channel, boys and girls. Fiona has sent something in. She took her little plane up yesterday, and I don't think she took her plane up, but nevertheless it looks like it, so that's all that matters. And she's created something wonderful, boys and girls. If you want to see that, hit the little thumbs up like button there, and I'll show it to you as well as a little video that I made last night. I went out for a walk last night. Okay, is it Daniel's birthday today? Daniel's birthday eve. Oh, right, okay. Morning to Gary Ross. Good morning, Gary. Welcome along to the show again. There's our Fiona Hunt there. She's very tired after her hard work yesterday, providing an item for the show, boys and girls. Listener material, viewer material. We love viewer material. We love viewer material. We love it. Morning to Joe Woodroffe, who's putting her sunglasses on. I thought so. I thought that was a bit bright. It's not me, is it? It is bright. Hang on, let's just whack the colour down a bit. I think the colour's a little bit too high. Saturation, maybe. Trouble is, if I turn it down too much, I'll look pasty. There you go. That's better, isn't it? That's better. There we go. All right. I thought that was a bit high. I only sort of there. That's better. Oh, hang on. What's that flashing up there? There we go. That's more like it, isn't it? I look like a beetroot. Do you like beetroot? I couldn't have a beetroot on its own. Sometimes I'll have a slice in a burger, in a veggie burger. The Australians, they have a Hungry Jack's, which is basically the same as Burger King in Australia, and their Aussie burger contains a slice of beetroot, and it's a nice addition. I recommend you try it. You know, it is very, very nice there. Scotty says it sounds amazing. One of my dad's bases, I remember, was Coningsby. He was in the RAF, was he, Scotty? Fantastic. Yeah, my niece's husband's in the RAF. Yeah, they're in Cyprus at the moment on like what's it called? A detachment. I hope I'm not going to be detached. I don't want to be detached from anyone. Thank you very much. Do you still use TikTok? I have it. Good morning, Diane. Morning, Diane. I do have TikTok. I haven't done them for some time. They are quite time-consuming. They're fun, but they're fairly time-consuming doing TikToks if you want to do them properly. But I don't always do them. You know, I kind of just turn on the camera and start talking. You know me, dear. Scrolling there. Morning to Gary Davidson. Hello to you, sir. Closed circuit television, heating and kettle, all on his smartphone. There you go. So you do wonder if someone could hack into it. You know, it'd be a bit worrying. Bed knobs and broomsticks round Chris's caravan. It's lovely, bobbing along. Morning, Gavin. Bobbing along on the bottom of the beautiful briny sea. That one. I like that one, don't you? Huh? That was the first film I remember ever going to see with my dad. Yeah. First ever film. It was at the Odeon in Marble Arch. I can't remember how old I was. We were living in Roehampton. I know we were living in Roehampton. I think we may have got the 72 bus there. Don't remember now. So this must have been 63, 73, 1974, somewhere like that. We got there, we sat down and all the lights went out. Because that's when we had the blackouts and we had to go home again. We went back another day. But yeah, it's the first film I ever went to see. Diane's going to the caravan tomorrow. I bet you're looking forward to that. Don't be complacent, though. You know, Diane? I would say that. Or Diana, don't be complacent. Don't start touching hands on people and keep washing your hands. You know, this is the worry, the complacency thing. The bloke from WHO, you know, that's like the World Health Organization, dear. You know, he was saying, this has not gone away. In fact, it's spreading more quickly now. So do not be complacent, okay? Don't be complacent there. The 1960s are calling. They want the shirt back. Do you not like this one, Mandy? Would you like me to change it? Is it offending you, Mandy? We can't offend Mandy. Mandy, of course, is head of pain and suffering on this channel, boys and girls. He says, turning the button up. Pain and suffering, that's Mandy. Rachel's family live just behind the RAF base. Oh, I'll have to pop in for tea at some point then. Do they do cakes? Diana's got 4,000 followers on the TikTok. Excellent, Diane. I didn't even know you were doing them, to be honest. I had no idea you were doing them. But they've barred her from going live as they think she's under 18. Oh, please, Diana. I've seen you face to face. Please. I mean, now you are taking a mick, darling. Oh dear. Call me, please. Now, what is that, Dyer? I don't understand that. I don't understand people that send you a message and say, call me. Why don't you pick up the blooming phone and call me, dear? Do you know the amount of times people say, I had one the other day. Oh, call me on the Facebook Messenger. Well, they don't want to pick up the phone and call you. Perhaps that's why no one ever calls me. I don't know. Morning, Stacey. Good morning, Stacey. Morning, Gary. Are you going for a walk today at all, Gary and Stacey? With the children? I wondered if I could come for a little walk today. That might be quite nice because I have to go home tomorrow, of course. I won't be home till night time, though. Right. LaBelle. Oh, come on, Diana. You do not look under 18, my love. How old are your children? They're about, what are they, 8, 6, 8, 10, something like that? She's got 10-year-old children, Diane Strelly. Please, TikTok thinks she looks under 18. Someone's winding you up, darling. You look older than me. That is saying something. It really is. You don't answer. I called your phone. You have never, ever... Oh, for Christ's sake. Yet 3 minutes ago. Now... Diane, what planet are you on this morning? What do you think? Now, I want you to take a wild stab in the dark here, Diana. Take a wild stab in the dark here and have a guess. What do you think I was doing 3 minutes ago? Go on, have a guess. It might be a little bit difficult. Have a guess why I didn't answer the phone 3 minutes ago. Oh, you couldn't make it up. I mean, there's some thick people on this channel. You really take the biscuit, darling, this morning. Dear me. Your children are 15. Look at that. 15 years old. John is looking for subscribers on his channel there. His YouTube channel. Please check out John and Sherry in the Philippines. The Philippines. By the way, Gary, thanks ever so much for returning my call last night. There I was sitting there, lonely in my caravan, a little bit chilly, but never mind. I found another friend. In fact, I found a friend. No, not that sort of friend. Not on that app. No, not that sort of. I went out and I found a friend. If you want to see who that friend is, you need to hit a like. We want 15 likes and I'll show you. Okay? You have never rung me, Diane. You have. I can go up and down this list. The only time you've rung me is today. 5 minutes. Look, I'll show you. There we are. 5 minutes ago. 5 minutes. She tried to ring me 5 minutes ago. God's sake, mate. What do you think I was doing sitting here talking? How can I answer the phone? Stupid. Morning to Ray Reynolds. Morning, Ray. I'll ring you after the show, Diane. Nice to see you, my love. Looking forward to her caravan. Right, can we get on with it, please? John Aitken. Good morning to John Aitken. Adrian Richardson there as well. That's everyone, isn't it? Have I said hello to everyone there? I think I've said hello to everyone. We've now got 16 likes. First of all, this wonderful picture that Fiona has been busy. Fiona Hunt, who runs her own aviation company. Yeah, she's got one of those sick jobs where she flies people up in the sky, opens the door and pushes them out. Weird people. She hasn't managed to kill anyone yet because they've all got parachutes on. But I know that sort of person. You don't want to ever have a row with someone like Fiona when you're going up into the sky and you've got a parachute on. Just when your back's turned, she'll position you there like that, you know, and she'll have a little pair of nail clippers and you'll hear a snip. What was that? Don't worry, pushes you out. Bye-bye, dead. Anyway, Fiona's been busy. Fiona writes on the email there, and said that we do have an email address. Can I just put the email address up? Because I'm very pleased with our new email logo, as created by the delightful Gavin Bass. Thank you, Gavin. And Fiona writes, if you ever want to send an email to us, any pictures, little videos, anything like that, feel free. That's the email address there. I sent out an email to some of you this morning. Come on to that in a moment. My Irish Parachute Club is located in Clonbelogue. I hope I've said that right. County Offaly in Ireland, Chris. And today, because you've made me head of aviation on this channel, various people have got different jobs. Head of aviation on this channel, one of my friends went up to do a test flight as the plane hadn't been used since March because of lockdown. They decided to give you a bit of free advertising around Southern Ireland today and sent me a picture in and asked if they could do a video next time as well, which would be awesome. But for now, here is the picture for you. Look at me flying around. My name has been flown around Ireland. Yes. The IRA have come out specially to try and have reformed specially for one day to try and shoot down that aircraft. I love it. Thank you, Fiona. That looks fantastic. Looks fantastic. Thank you very much for that, my love. See the effort people go to make me happy. To make me happy. You're very kind. Can I ask, when you actually go up again, can we change the thing at the side so it says United Kingdom Talk? Would it be too long to say United Kingdom Talk with Chris Reardon? Would that be a little bit too long? I mean, would the plane be able to fly with such a long tail on it? That worries me a little bit. But if we could have unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk, something like that, and that would be fantastic. Good morning to Mike Reese Ponto. Morning. Morning to you. We love it. We love it, Fiona. Thanks very much. Also, yesterday, as my nephew, Gary Butler, didn't ring me, unfortunately, last night. Very disappointed. In fact, I waited up till 3 o'clock in the morning for my nephew to return my call. Nothing. Very disappointed. Where's my there we are. Where's my disappointed glasses? Very, very disappointed, Gary. And there I was, lonely, thinking no one wants to talk to me. So I went out for a walk. I went out for 2 walks yesterday. Total 6 miles. 6 miles. The first walk I did was in the afternoon and I walked along the bumpy road. Morning to Michael Lawrence. Thank you, Fiona. Fiona's going to take up a plane and do that, aren't you, my love? Do give us a wave, my love. Hello, everyone. I walked along the bumpy road, which is a road. Okay? The only thing is, walking here, there doesn't seem to be any loops. Do you know what I mean? If you walk that way, then you come back that same way. And that's a bit boring, to be honest. Also, it wasn't as good because I was walking along a road rather than through a field or a forest or something like that. So the walk along there isn't so much fun. But nevertheless, I walked along for about just under an hour, I think. And then I walked back again for about another hour. I was going to walk, and Rachel knows where I am. It's a bit hot in here now. Hang on. I was going to walk from here to that little bridge. Do you know the one I mean, Rachel? There's only one lane, and there's like a three-way. There's three roads joining each other. One going over the bridge, one coming that way to go over the bridge, and one coming that way to go over the bridge. But it's only a single lane, so there's like a three-way traffic light system there. I thought to myself, maybe I can walk along there. Pfft, no chance of that. I walked for an hour. I wasn't even near the tin shop. How long does that take? It took ages. But I walked an hour along that way, hour along this way. Then I came back and had my lunch. And it was nice. And it's funny, as you go past the hedgerows, all these little birds fly out. Little birds fly out as you go past them. Or sometimes you can hear them singing and they don't fly out. And you kind of stop to roughly where you think they are. And you're listening to these beautiful little birds. I don't know what birds they were. Singing away in the hedgerows they were. And it's lovely, actually. Lovely. And then I don't know why. Did you ever talk to animals? Do you try and talk to animals at all? And I'm going like, tweet, tweet. Hello, little birds. And then they stop singing. And it goes deathly silent. Like they're probably afraid of you, that you're going to eat them or something like that. So I need to wear a sign that says, I am a vegetarian. Then the birds will continue to sing. Sing, sing, sing to the angels. Lovely little birds. So it's quite nice to see that. And last night I went out for a walk as well. I thought, well, I want to do my 10,000 steps. I ended up doing about 14,000 steps yesterday, so I was very pleased with that. I've got a little thing on here, you know, and you just fire up the... look, Diane's she's trying to voice call me while I'm doing the show. Diane, what about these people here? Very important people here watching the show. We can't disturb their entertainment just to have a conversation with you, dear. God's sake, woman, what is wrong with you this morning? Pay full attention to the show. So I went out at night time as well. I was going to show that up, wasn't I? I think it's about 14,000 steps, maybe slightly less than that yesterday. Why doesn't that thumb thing always work? Oh, now it wants the passcode. Just a moment. Ba 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 ba. But here we go. Where is it now? Health, browse, activity. So today I've only done 92 steps. Now I can never find yesterday's ones. I can do it today, but not yesterday's. Hang on. Highlights this week, yesterday. Oh, I don't know where it is now. I have a real problem finding stuff on here. Weekly. Oh, is that it? Weekly. There we are. Thursday. There you go. Thursday. 14,351 steps, which is about 6. I think it's about 6 miles, that is. So I achieved it yesterday by doing 2 walks. And last night I went out for a walk. This time I went the other way and I walked through the caravan site, up to the river and along the river. I thought I'd walk along the river. Now, it was slightly raining, but a bit of rain doesn't put me off at all. So, morning to Michael Pullman. So, unfortunately, I had my trainers on, which was very foolish. Very foolish. Now, I've got a pair of walking boots here, proper Dr. Martin boots that I've had for some years. And I should have put those on. But I had on the trainers. Oh, it's not raining that much. So I walked up to the river. And then we've got a stony path, like noisy, stony path. Crunch, 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 you know. So I've started walking along that path. And then... and I was so pleased. Thank you for your likes. I'm going to show you our little video now. I was so pleased to see a certain little animal that we discovered last year that lives along the riverbank and visits the boats. It actually goes into people's boats that are there. Have a watch of this. And this, my friends, is Eric the goose. And if you sit down, he's quite happy to sort of munch around you at the grass. I love it. There he is. Eric the goose. Can you listen to him munching? He's so loud. Listen. And I have to tell you, I am sitting really close to him at this point. He came over to me. When it comes to birds and cats and other animals like that, and hundreds of ducks, look at them all. They're not running away from me. They've walked past me. I'm sitting, you see that bit of wood there? I'm actually sitting on that little bit of wood there. And there's just a little bit more of the scenery as I walked past when Eric the goose had disappeared, and I walked a little bit further up. There we go. All right. So that is Eric the goose. How do I know it's Eric the goose? Well, there's a long narrowboat. I don't think you could see it on there. There's a long narrowboat there. They've got all flowers and solar panels on the roof, and they named him Eric the goose. And he goes and visits them, and they feed him and all that. And while I saw this goose, sort of, it was standing by the river, and that log that I was sitting on is not next to the river. It's quite far back. So I thought I'd just stand there and watch them. And then they all started coming over. The goose and all the ducks, they're obviously all friends. They all started walking over to me. Okay, but they weren't looking at me. They were just kind of coming over, I think, to have a look. And I sat on that log, and they just all came right up to me. Right up to me. Isn't that lovely? I don't think you should, like ducks and things like that, don't go towards them, because then they run off. You've got to let them come to you. And that was, I was just so lovely. Anyway, so they had a little mill around, and it was so nice to see Eric the goose. And I thought, I'm going to become your friend. I'm going to go up and visit him every night now and sit there and let him come over and sort of become friends. Maybe I'll take a little slice of bread or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, from there, I walked along the stones. Now, the stones eventually run out, and it becomes grass and mud, and it's raining, and my feet got very wet. I think I got trench foot this morning. They got so wet. Do not wear trainers if you're going to walk in grass. It's a really stupid thing to do, but nevertheless, I did it, and I walked along, and I got to, like, there's a gate, a little stile for you to walk over. So I got on there, went over and carried on walking, and I became aware very quickly there were great big cow pats everywhere along this path. Now, it's not a massively wide path. You've got the river, and then it goes up, you know, where the river would go up and down, sort of, as it gets more and more water in it. And then there's that bit there to walk along, okay? And then it goes down again, and then there's fields on the right-hand side. Cow pats everywhere on this path. So I thought, well, I want to keep my eyes open. You know, I'm a bit wary of cows. They're a bit big. Do you know what I mean? And I think it was last year I went with my sister and my brother-in-law walking along the same path. We only got as far as that gate because the cows were there. And as we got there, the cows were mooing. Moo! Moo! And I didn't like that. That mooing sounded to me like, keep away. So I was very aware. So these cow pats are massive, these things. Massive. So I'm carefully stepping around these things as I walk on. And I walked for, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes along there. And then rather distant saw this black thing. I thought, what's that over there? I thought, oh, that might be a cat. It's either a cow or a person. You know, maybe it's someone walking the other way. And I got closer and closer, and it was a cow. Now, it didn't come towards me, but it was looking at me. It was looking. And I was a little bit concerned by that. So I walked a little bit closer. It's still munching away and looking at me. So I got so close, and then I turned. I thought, well, I've had my walk now. I turn round and go the other way. So that was like another 2 or 3 miles. So yesterday I walked 6 miles. So I'm very pleased about that. And yesterday afternoon I did some weeding. Yeah. My great niece Evie and great nephew Harry were doing weeding for me a few weeks ago, actually, while I wasn't at the caravan. We weren't allowed to travel. We were allowed to travel, but we weren't allowed to stay at the caravan. So they were doing it a couple of weeks ago. And I opened the bin, big black bin I've got, you know, one of those refuse bins. and they'd put all the weeds in there. And I thought, well, I'll empty that now. And I was surprised. I didn't realise how much weeding they'd done. I was very impressed. This black bin was full up with weeds. Anyway, so I got one of my black bags, tipped the thing upside down, and all the weeds went into this bag. It was a little bit heavy, but it was okay. Now, normally, where all the bins are, you walk round to them. I'm not very close to the bins. Well, fortunately, you don't want the smell anyway. Do you know what I mean? But you have to walk round to the sort of rubbish area, and they've got different areas. They've got household rubbish, recycling bins. That's where you put the grass. That's where you put the garden, old bits of wood, electrical items, all in this area, right? Now, normally I would walk this thing round. I thought, well, it's a little bit heavy, but I'll walk it round. So I'm holding it like that. No, too heavy to walk like that. I'll put it over my shoulder like I do sometimes with the rubbish. I've put it over my shoulder. I've started walking, and then I felt liquid go down the back of my legs. And I thought, oh, God, black liquid was coming out of this bin, going down the back of my legs. I thought, oh, no. I can't walk with this. So I got a big plastic bag, put that in the back of the car, and went round to the bins with that, though. Oh, I don't know what ended up on my legs, but I had a shower very quickly after. Oh, I had a lovely shower last night. Again, it was pouring down with rain again last night. Was it where you were? Absolutely chucking it down all night long, I think it was. God. And while I watched a bit of telly last night, and had a lovely hot shower, and came to bed, because last year I had the bathroom done yesterday with a new water heater, and the shower comes out decent now. It's a nice shower, that is. Very nice shower. So that was it. All right. Well, talk to you about Warrior Nuns. Let's just have a quick look at some of your messages. 1 second. We said hello to Gavin, didn't we? Good morning, Gavin. Oh, I've gone a little too far up there. Parknest, you should do a phone-in. We used to do a phone-in, Parknest. We used to do a phone-in, but it was of limited success. We used to get calls in, and we'd have occasional good calls, but a lot of the calls coming in were saying, I just wanted to say hello. Well, that's not a show. It was boring. It was boring, I'm afraid. The show was boring. And I thought, I don't think I want to do this anymore. So I stopped doing it. We did have a phone-in show. It's probably that we don't have enough viewers to create a lot of... We had enough calls, really. We used to get a decent amount of calls. But a lot of people, you'd come out with all these subjects. I'd spend ages preparing all these different subjects. And they weren't anything too serious. Happy-go-lucky subjects like, I don't know, what films have you been watching on the telly? What have you been watching on the telly? What sort of meals do you like cooking? Have you been on holiday anywhere this year? Like that. And then someone would ring up and say, oh, hello. Hello, what are you calling it today? Oh, I just wanted to say hello. And I thought, what a blooming waste of time I've spent doing all that. So, no, we don't do a phone-in anymore. And that's why. That's why, I'm afraid. Morning to Jason Hughes. He is gorgeous, isn't he, Fiona? Do you want to have another quick look at him? Just a quick look. Here. Eric the Goose. And this, my friends, is Eric the Goose. And if you sit down, he's quite happy to sort of munch around you at the grass. He really is a beautiful animal. And he's friendly too. He's so friendly, that thing. Morning to Shania. Good morning, Shania. Hello to Shania. Stacey. Oh, yeah, can you have a look at my feet later, Stacey? I think I sent you a picture, love. Private joke there. Let's have a look there. Scrolling down there. What have we got of interest there? The sun is shining where Parknest is this morning. Rotting weed juice. Lovely. Well, you can have a glass if you want, Mandy. That's probably something that those strange environmental people would drink, isn't it? They would have seen that black juice coming out of the bag and gone straight under there with a glass or something like that. How awful. Morning to Mr. Sprintervan. Morning, Carl. And Fran Green just joining us there as well. Morning, Fran. Some of you would have received a little bingo ticket today. We just want to try it out. It won't be a prize or anything. But those of you that received a bingo ticket in the email this morning, we'll be trying it out a little bit later. You will notice that it now looks like a bingo ticket. And Chris Moses is the person that's written the bingo program for us. I think all the emails should now have worked. We've now got the email thing set up. That was a little bit tricky getting it set up, but that looks like it's all working out now. So we'll be trying that little bingo game out a little bit later on in the show. If you can't stay, that's okay. You know, that's all right. We just want to try it out and see what happens with that. All right. Okie doke. One thing I noticed cancelled. I was watching Look North last night. They've now cancelled Lincoln Christmas Market. And I don't think I've ever been to a Christmas market, to be honest. And then they showed a video. This has been cancelled this year, and they showed it. And do you know, I think it's something I would like to have gone to, Lincoln Christmas Market. All these little stalls and people selling, I suppose, homemade, as well as the usual tat. You know, as you know, Mick Davenport, you know, when you win prizes on this programme, we don't do tats. Top quality prizes is all we give away on this show. You know, I mean, look at that wonderful clock. Look at that beautiful, I mean, it really is an inheritance piece, isn't it? You could pass that on to family members as the years go by. Couldn't you? I think, well, wonderful. As the same with the mugs, you know. Watch out, those mugs. Sometimes the handles come off, but you can always glue them black on again. No problem at all. I recommend super glue. Don't use a glue gun. They're not so good, those. All right. So they've cancelled Lincoln Christmas Market, which I think is a great shame. But this virus thing is not going away, mate. All these things opening now. They've opened the swimming pools. I'm in two minds whether to cancel my membership or not. I think I'm going to leave it and see what happens, but I'm not going to go. I don't think I'll go swimming. I was looking today at everlasting swimming pools. These are small swimming pools. You couldn't swim a length in them, but they've got a motor attached to one end, like a pump, and it chucks water at you, and that's what you swim against. And you have them above ground, which is the cheapest option, or below ground, which is quite expensive, because then you have to dig out all the soil and that, you know, and down at the house. Would I have space for one at the house? Yes. In the garden, yes. I haven't got a massive garden, don't get me wrong, but there's a bit of the garden that isn't really used because the sun doesn't come over that side of the fence. So that I know exactly where it could go. I know exactly where it would go. But, you know, it would be an expensive thing. I think I'd have to raid the pension fund for that, my love. Can't have that going down. It went down enough back in January. 25% it went down, dear. I'm poor. God's sake. Morning to Denise Andrews. Good morning. Bit late today. Well, yes, you are, Denise. Very, very disappointing, Denise. Now, I thought you, well, we've become a close friend, to be honest, Fiona. And you're late. By, good God, 35 minutes I've been talking crap here. Where have you been, my love? You missed the goose this morning, Denise. You missed the goose. Watch back on the replay a bit later on and you'll see it. There's a goose. Rachel just found her bingo numbers. Excellent. Fran is gutted about Christmas market last year cancelled because of the weather. Where was your one, Fran? Do you have one? Where is that one? I would like to go there. I would like to go to a Christmas market, I think. I think that'd be a wonderful thing to look around. I remember years ago, around Christmas, all sorts of organisations would have these things in halls. I think we had a church Christmas bazaar, things like that. And you get people there and they'd spent, you know, weeks, months, probably some of them, making their homemade little Christmas cards and then selling them for charity, you know, to make money for charity. All that seems to have disappeared, doesn't it? What happened to all that? You know, when people would go to village fetes, or perhaps that does exist and I've just got my eyes closed and not noticed it going on. But I certainly remember in Roehampton, where I used to live, there'd be all these little fetes and things going on with homemade bits and pieces, this, that and the other. In Bracknell Town Centre, 2 or 3 times a year, we have a French market turn up. But it's more of a commercial thing, you know. And when I've walked around that before, and I'm thinking, well, most of this stuff you can get in a supermarket. You know, all they've done is taken it out of the supermarket, take the plastic wrapper off, and put it in some sort of little shed thing and served it from there. It's exactly the same blooming stuff. I did buy a loaf of bread from one of those places in Wokingham a few years ago. And I thought, oh, that'd be lovely, nice fresh loaf of bread, all that business. And I bought this from a weekend market in Wokingham. It was designer bread or something like that on a little stall in a market. I got it home. It was absolutely vile. It didn't taste fresh at all. you know how you squeeze it and it's a fresh loaf. You know what I mean? And the smell. Well, this looked like it had been unfrozen and shoved into a blooming supermarket thing. Nothing like it at all, I'm afraid. Fiona wouldn't go swimming either. No, I would like to go swimming, but I won't cancel my membership. It's going to cost me £30 a month, even if I'm not using it. I won't cancel my membership, but I will. I think I will. I will not go yet. I'll wait and see what happens. And if we get just one swimming pool says, "Oh, we've got a load of people there struck down with a," then that's it. Cancel membership. End of. And I'll just carry on with my walking and cycling. Don't seem to be doing me too much bad anyway. Excuse me. Mick Davenport had bingo numbers yesterday off Chris Moses. Just ignore those. I did say that, Mick. Ignore those. Chris Moses was the person who wrote the bingo programme. I had failed to change something on there. That is the whole why it says test, because I'm testing it until we get it right. And you are a guinea pig. Bit of a large guinea pig, I'll give you that. But you are a guinea pig, my love. And talking of guinea pigs, oh, hang on. That leads lovely into one of our stories here. Let me see if I can find this now. Hamsters. It's very, very worrying, boys and girls. In the metro today, who had a hamster at school? Did you have one? Hamster. They store all the food in their cheeks, don't they? Like squirrels. Evil things, squirrels. Don't want those in your loft. I had them in my loft. Not funny. Grey squirrels. Well, hamsters. They are now critically endangered. Who's been eating all the hamsters? Is it you, Jason Hughes? Greg's doing now hamster bakes. Hamster bakes now available in Greg's. European hamsters are now critically endangered and could go extinct within 30 years without action to save them, conservationists have warned. They are a different species from hamsters commonly kept as pets. They were once abundant across Europe and Russia. Da, 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 da. I love the Russian national anthem, don't you? Have you heard that one? Oh, it's wonderful. We did that as a quiz question once, didn't we? Da 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 da. Oh, I love that. That's possibly the best national anthem is the Russian one and the Israeli one. Very, very patriotic anthems. Anyway. The hamsters, a different species from hamsters commonly kept as pets, were once abundant across Europe and Russia, but have suffered severe population declines across their range, leaving the species one step away from extinction. Now, let me just get my phone. That was on charge a moment ago. There we are. The text phone is now in front of me there. I'm going to put it somewhere else, so I keep missing certain messages off that. There we go. The morning comes as the latest update of the International Union for Conservation of Nature red list of threatened species also highlights a worsening situation for Madagascar's lemurs. A third of lemurs, which are found only on the African island nation, are now critically endangered, judged to be at the highest risk of extinction, and almost all species are under threat. Poor little hamsters. We can't not have hamsters. Did you have a hamster at school? Have anything like that? We had guinea pigs at our school. Guinea pigs. Oh, they're funny. They got like tufts of hair. I remember this guinea pig had tufts of it. Not like a cat, where it all goes the same way. They seem to be tufts. Is that with all guinea pigs? I don't know, really. Denise loves going to the Malvern show. Is that the Christmas show every year? That's cancelled. I don't want to be around crowds anyway, being vulnerable and very old. Oh, please. You're not as old as me, are you, Denise? How old are you, then? How old are you? I don't want to be around people. People don't respect that, do they? Have you noticed that? Certainly in supermarkets. You know, you're keeping your distance from someone and some idiot leans across you. And they're usually smelly people, you know, with bad armpits. My armpits were bad after my walk last night, but it was all showered and cleansed. Nothing better than having a shower and then going to bed. Oh, it was lovely. Let's carry on there. Michael, is there some bingo number missing? There is some bingo number are missing. Chris, there. Try that again, Michael. Don't understand that. Heidi, no bingo numbers for me. No, it was only just a few people I grabbed. Actually, I needed people that I knew would be there. That have been on the system for a long time. It's just a test this morning. Let's have a look. Lincoln Christmas Market is mental, far too busy for me. They turned it into a one-way system. It was game over. Oh, did they? Well, I mean, it's only one day a year, though, isn't it? I might quite like to go to that. John Parrish did a Christmas market cruise from Tilbury to Europe on the Marco Polo. It was cheap and lovely. Yeah, the Germans are very good at that, aren't they? Christmas markets. I remember those being advertised quite a lot. I remember that. Fiona, there's a goose that's loosed round this hoose. If you ask Alton about that, a moose. Change that for moose, and Alton will know exactly what I'm talking about. That there's a moose on the loose. Ask Alton about that. He'll tell you about that, Fiona. You probably know it already, actually. Joe went to Bath Christmas market. It's so busy you couldn't get near the stalls. Oh, maybe not then. See, I don't like crowds of people at the best of times, to be honest. I really don't. They just... too many people around, pushing and shoving and getting in your eye. Fiona's worried about the hamsters. Me too, Fiona. I think we should immediately go out and buy several of them and feed them. They don't bite, do they? Are they like cats? Will they come on your lap? Huh? Hamsters? Do they like being stroked? I can't remember now. Guinea pigs. I always felt sorry for the guinea pigs at school, really. You know, blooming nasty little kids coming up and grabbing them and stroking them. And you know, I want it now. And this poor guinea pig's being passed from child to child, isn't it? Sometimes chucked at each other. You're right there. Freddie Starr, yes, he ate the goldfish, didn't he? Did he supposedly eat a hamster as well? I don't know. How awful. Cheese and hamster toasties. That's what Rachel's having? No, you're gonna have to change it for guinea pigs. I don't think they're endangered yet. People do. They do have guinea fowl. They do in some countries. But don't be saying, you know, oh, what horrible people. They eat guinea pigs. Makes me laugh. You know, the people about the Chinese. Excuse me. Just a moment. People about the Chinese. Oh, what horrible people. They eat dogs and cats. No different to eating chickens. And dead cows. Exactly the same. Can't criticise them when you're sitting there eating the same things yourself. Well, not the same things exactly. Dogs and what have you. Jace, John Paris, squirrels are nice with sweet corn. We can come and shoot a few round my house if you want to. Blooming things. And the noise. They're horrible squirrels. They but that horrible noise. And that little back tail is quivering like that. I don't know why that is. Fran had chipmunks get out their cage. Took hours to catch them. All but one neighbour's cat. Oh no, did the cat get them? Morning to John Glazebrook. Morning, Johnny baby. Morning to you. There's Michael. Michael's retracted messages. What, Michael? We want to know about your bingo ticket. What's going wrong there? What's going wrong with your bingo ticket there? Furry things like being stroked. Oh. I bumped into two horses, actually, a couple of weeks ago. I was down at the house. I went for a long cycle. I can't remember whereabouts they were now. Somewhere near Binfield. And I went through these two. I don't know if you were with us at the time, Denise. Went through these two fields. And there was horses at this on the other side of a field. So I stopped at this gate. They were right over the other side. And I went, hello. Well, these horses came trotting over. Put their heads over. Was stroking them like that. Beautiful creatures, horses. You get some horrible people do things to them, don't they? Awful people. Fran went to Lincoln Christmas Market on a Sunday. Less people. We've also been to York Christmas Market. I've never been to one. Don't suppose I will do this year now. Rachel, quite right. She says, how do we know we're not eating dogs and cats? They were selling horse in supermarkets long ago. Listen. If you eat kebabs, I can almost guarantee you've had something that you didn't know about, whether it's a cat, a horse, a dog, or rats. Just because it says best quality lamb is another animal. Anyway, let's not all go down that line. Let's do another story. Staying on the subject of food, KFC. Oh, those poor chickens, dear. Shoved in those cages. You don't care, though, do you? No one cares. No one cares. Little chickens, 10 of them in one cage, pecking each other. Oh, what an awful life. And then you eat them. KFC, however, in the Daily Mirror today, KFC is on the lookout for their biggest fan. Who does KFC? Anyone? Anyone do KFC? Anyone do KFC? In celebration of National Fried Chicken Day, KFC is giving one lucky person the chance to win a year's supply of their delicious chicken. Who doesn't love free food? Pfft, tell me about it, mate. As soon as you say the word free, they're queuing up, aren't they? I told you about the Costa coffee yesterday, didn't I? Eh? All you got to do is put free. They're queuing outside the door. Anything to save 3 pence. You have to prove, however, that you love KFC more than anyone else and aren't afraid to show it, reports the Daily Star. Well, I suppose you could go and bath yourself in that oil, couldn't you? Oh, there's some people that stink constantly of and there's certain smells that attach themselves to people. Cigarette smoke, which actually isn't too bad, but marijuana smoke, can't bear that smell. And the people that smoke it constantly, I'm not talking about the people that occasionally have one. There are people that smoke that stuff constantly and they stink. It's awful. That stuff is just awful. Not only coming out of they hold it like that, don't they? And it's like this great big thing hanging out their mouths. I mean, there's nothing sort of nice about it, is there? Not only does that smoke smell, you bump into them and you go, you must smoke that stuff. It's disgusting. Well, there must be people out there that smell of KFC. Morning, noon and night, they're down at the KFC and the McDonald's and the Pizza Hut, and that's all they eat. They've just got this oily smell around them, haven't they? Awful. It says in the Daily Mirror, hundreds of fans have been keen to prove their love for the fast food giant by sending in poems. Not poems. Perhaps that could be a new feature on the show. What do you think? Poetry Corner. Poetry Corner. This could be a new feature where every day we have a brand new poem. Would you like something like that? Tiger, tiger, burning bright, in the forest of the night. Something like that. I don't know. My friend Rosalind Winton, she is a poet. She writes poems. Should we have that? Poetry Corner on every show? Would that be something you like, Mick Davenport? Poetry Corner? You know, give yourself a little bit of, what's the word? A little bit of, English literature knowledge, dear. Poetry Corner. Every day here on United Kingdom Talk. Just a suggestion. Did you know poems don't have to rhyme? There's something wrong about a poem that doesn't rhyme, I think, really. I think they should all rhyme, but they don't have to. Did you know that? There's an interesting piece of information for your sad, lonely, pathetic lives. Poetry doesn't have to rhyme. It goes on. Hundreds of fans have been keen to prove their love for the fast food giant by sending in poems, love letters, and even Colonel Sanders tattoos. That's dedication. Ooh, dedication. Ooh, dedication. That's what I mean. If you want to be the rest, that one. The competition's only requirement is that you must be living in the UK to enter. It says the first thing you need to do, write this down if you want to try and win. The first thing, especially the unemployed boys and girls, I know you're sitting there bored to tears looking for something else to do because you can't be bothered to work or you can't get a job. Here's something for you to do. The first thing you need to do is head over to KFC's Facebook page, scroll down a little and you'll find a KFC Superfan competition post. The KFC says, tell us in the comments why you think you deserve the accolade. You want that free chicken, don't you? And we'll put forward our 2 favourites to go beak to beak in a public vote. I have to say, KFC, their whoever does their publicity is quite funny. Whoever's doing it, they've got the right person doing it. We like a bit of humour, don't we? We don't want something boring. You know, so it would put me off to say KFC is very good. It contains these nutrients. No, that's boring. What's exciting is when you see someone has got a competition and they're going to choose 2 people and they're going to go beak to beak in a contest. Yes, humour. We want humour in our lives. If you have no humour in your life, then you're very sad, love. You gotta enjoy life. You might be wondering, other than a year's supply of chicken, what else does the Ooh, I nearly swore. Why was I going to say that? I don't know. What else does the winner take away from this? Well, you can legally write in your own LinkedIn and Tinder bio that you're the first. But there's a great thing to put on Tinder, isn't it? What do you like? A weekly meal at KFC. Dressed in frilly knickers. I don't know. You can also legally write in your LinkedIn. What is that? Lincoln? That's a like a Facebook thing, isn't it? And Tinder bio that you're the first ever entrant to the KFC Superfan Hall of Fame. On top of that, you can also receive a money can't buy ceramic KFC bucket with your face on. Possibly something we could do as a prize at some point. A bucket with my face on it. Or more likely a potty. United Kingdom talk potties, and in the bottom of the potty would be a little picture of my face. Is that something that you might want as a prize, boys and girls? Is that appealing to you at all? And to promote the Superfan search is Bash the Entertainer. I don't know who he is. Oh, he's a comedian. The comedian, dubbed Mr. KFC Bucket, is known by his followers for his love of the KFC chicken and knows how important the title is. So there you go. You might be able to win a year's supply of KFC. They haven't got a jingle, though, have they, KFC? Do you not think they need a jingle? Do you not think they need a jingle? They need a little jingle, don't they, KFC? They don't have a jingle. We need jingles. We like jingles. Good morning to Ron I. Morning, Ron I. Hello to you, sir. Denise, no KFC for Denise. No, me neither, Denise. I don't do KFC. They used to do a nice ice cream in KFC, but that seems to have gone. And isn't it funny how you get those things go round on the internet? Don't eat KFC ice cream. It's full of chicken fat. Where do people come out with that crap? James Humble doesn't like KFC. He's got a little sick face there, haven't you? There, James. Never mind. Fiona, the last KFC I had blood in it. Well, I mean, the little animals, they had blood in them before you chopped their heads off, Fiona. Does Fran like chicken? Yes, especially in the lasagna. Do they do lasagna in? I don't know what they do there. Fran, pipe smokers smell awful as well. Yes. Oh, one of our teachers had a pipe. Mr. Ferguson. Mr. Ferguson, our music teacher, one of our music teachers, he used to smoke a pipe. And he had little. So we had the classroom there and his little office there, which had no windows in the office. He used to give us something to do, and then he'd disappear into his little room and start smoking his pipe. And he'd close the door, but of course, you know, as soon as he opened the door, all the smoke came out. Morning to Maureen, just texting in this morning. Morning, Maureen. All the smoke came out. You got your ticket yesterday, didn't you, from Chris there? Well, 691, I think you were yesterday, if I remember rightly. And although it wasn't a particularly nasty smell, I must admit, that pipe smell, but I don't know. Of course, if you was around it all the time, we were only around it for like 45 minutes for the music lesson. Mr. Ferguson, he was good. Very good. We did, what did we do for our music O-level? The Master Singers. We did the Master Singers and Foray's Requiem. Those of you that know those two. Master Singers. I went to see the Master Singers at Covent Garden a couple of years ago with my mate. Oh, it was great. It was the actual show. It's not an opera. It's like an opera, but we really enjoyed it. And it was so long. It started, I think, about 5:30 and went on till about 10:30. And there was like a 45-minute break in the middle, and we went out, we crossed the road and had dinner. And of course they all knew, because this is what happens there, they all knew how to deal with that, and they came straight over to the table. Can I help you? I said, we're in a show at the moment. Okay, it won't take you long. Here's the quick menu. And I ordered, I think it was spaghetti arrabbiata or a pizza or something, and it was on our table within 5 minutes. Really good, because they know how to deal with that. They're set up to do that, you know. Brilliant. The master singers. Will you get a fridge magnet for a poem? I'm afraid not, Denise. Fridge magnets are only available on raffles now. The last Super Chat one went yesterday, I'm afraid. Barry Manilow Songs says he has a poetry. No poetry, Fiona. I don't think we want to do poetry. I don't know. Do you want to do poetry? Good morning to first name, last name. Let's have a look there. Hello to you. Oh, please. Let's get rid of him. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Morning to Parkness. Roy Castle is turning in his grave. Or all that smoke. Yeah, awful, wasn't it? Poor Roy Castle. Let's just carry on there. Fran's getting in a flap. Are you getting in a flap, Fran? Don't get in a flap, darling. 1 second. John thought KFC was very greasy. Not my sort of thing, really, to be honest. Okay. Right, let's do another story then. Bratty mother-in-law's outrageous request has ruined a bride's wedding day. Now, brides' mothers are a pain in the bum, aren't they? I've come across quite a few in my time, not obviously because I've keep getting married or anything like that. I used to do mobile discos, and I would do people's weddings, and never really a problem. I never really had a problem. But I would watch sometimes the bride's mother and how they would take over. I'm sure one or two of you have seen this before. But this one in the Daily Mirror says, a frustrated bride has revealed how her mother-in-law ruined her wedding day. The anonymous woman explained that her and her wife, who live in Portugal, had eloped to Gibraltar with her mother-in-law as their sole witness. But everything went downhill quickly when the woman started acting like a brat. Not only did she spend the ceremony flirting with the young man who was shadowing their efficient with an O, efficient. But she also asked the bride whether she could wear her wedding dress for her own big day, despite being 70 pounds heavier and 3 inches taller. Well, 70 pounds heavier, that's not a small amount, is it? Fat cow. Stunned by the request, the bride took to the Facebook group that's called That's It, I'm Wedding Shaming to share her story, and members were quick to defend her. Unfortunately, the day didn't start on a high, as she broke down in tears at the thought of her family not being there to celebrate her special day. And you would do, wouldn't you? You want your family there for something like that. Although she wanted them to be there, she was forced to uninvite them all. She explained that since her brother is homophobic and she didn't want him at the wedding, she decided it would be best she didn't invite anyone at all. As the morning went on, her mother-in-law, who had opted to wear a black dress, something the bride found incredibly odd, didn't make matters any easier, as she refused to help the bride get ready before herself. She added, I was already in the other room crying, and a teardrop went down her face and fell on my dress, lightly staining it with foundation, which took me on a downward spiral of going from silently crying to violently sobbing. Was that very good, violently sobbing? I'm sure one of you. Great niece Eve is very good at that. She does it when she can't get her own way. She does violent sobbing, except when you get a good look at her face, there's no tears. She's not very good at that. The ceremony was beautiful and went ahead as planned until the bride noticed her mother-in-law trying her hardest to get the attention of the only other witness there, something she continued to do throughout the duration. She continued, that was the young lad, I suppose. She continued, she was a brat for the rest of the day and made me feel awful for most of the day. So we just went home early and I took the dress off, put it away, and it's been in my closet ever since. That's not the worst part, it goes on. Her mother-in-law had texted her daughter to ask on her behalf whether she could borrow her wife's wedding dress for her own big day. And it pushed her over the edge. After the wedding, the pair didn't speak for months because the mother-in-law and the intern began dating. What with the young lad? Gosh. So there we are. Nasty mother-in-law then ruining her daughter's day, or whoever it was, or her new daughter-in-law's good day. Shame that, wasn't it? Fran, it was the horse in lasagna, like Rachel was saying. You didn't know what you were eating there, that's right. George Bond, good morning, George. He likes KFC. Yes, grease is the main ingredient, reckons Scotty of KFC. Could grease a door with it. It does. There's a KFC in Bracknell where my house is. It stinks. You go past that place. I mean, it's a horrible building. It looks like a place where chickens are murdered. It does. It's got a look to it. It's got a look to it, this place. But you go past it and it stinks, that oil that they use. Oh, it's horrible. It's a horrible smell, that. I quite like the smell of Subway. I think it's my sister doesn't. I can't remember if it's my sister or that. Someone doesn't like the smell of Subways there. Horrible. Horrible. Good morning to Yin Lai. Morning. Me want to be a ride. She wants to be a bride, don't you, Yin? Who do you fancy marrying on here, Yin? Mike Responso did mobile discos. Used to love doing weddings as I could play a whole range of music. Yeah. They were happy days. I came across a bit of racism at those places, I must admit, in the 80s. Not particularly pleasant. You know, I'd always do a little bit of a reggae section. And you'd always get one of those alpha males, you know the sort. You know, the alpha males. They'd come up to you and the exact expression was always the same. Why are you playing this Jungle Bunny music? And I'd look at them and I'd say, I beg your pardon? This Jungle Bunny? What do you mean Jungle Bunny? The music, you mean reggae? Horrible, horrible people, horrible people. But generally they were all right. Most people are all right. You had to deal sometimes with children running around and pushing lights over and things like that. But weddings were generally good. And of course the buffet, you know. The wedding buffet. Yes, please. We like some of that. We like the wedding buffet. Used to come home. Never used to nick anything. Wouldn't do that. But at the end of a wedding, you'd always have all this food left over. Plates full of the stuff. And I said, if you want anything, please take it home. And then all these black bags would come out and it used to break my heart. Watching all this food being chucked away in big black plastic bags. Awful. Gary is looking for a second wife to help with first wife. Oh, I think Yin's got a little thing for Jason. Look. Yeah. John can spot crocodile tears a mile off. Yeah, just have a look at Gemma Collins. She's doing it all the time. I used to tell my nieces to stop or no sweets. Good idea. No sweeties. Uncle Chris might be stopping at a little co-op on the way past. I've got my mask, don't worry. Ask them if they want me to stop. Are we going for a walk today, Gary, or what? Are we going for a walk? Another story here. I love this story. I shouldn't laugh. I've seen the video. Now, you mustn't laugh. Promise me you won't laugh when I'm reading you this. Ready? No, not that. Oh, sorry, the Tourette's is happening. Stop. Oh, I never know when that's going to happen. Sorry, gang. In the Daily Mirror and many of the other places this morning, an Asda worker was so excited to meet Prince Charles that he fainted. No, it's not funny. Don't laugh. It's not funny. I saw the video of this. It's hilarious. The Prince of Wales and Duchess of Cornwall visited the distribution centre, visited the Asda distribution centre in Bristol and greeted members of the staff. Do you know where incidentally, do you know where the distribution centre for Waitrose is? Bracknell, of course. We're posh in Bracknell. It's very posh. Very posh. Claire was actually considered living in Bracknell, it's so posh. And was greeted by members of the staff. But when the unknown man started talking to Prince Charles, he started swaying. Moments later, he fell to the ground backwards. I saw, and there's a video of it. Oh, don't! It's hilarious. Poor Prince Charles. He took a step forward to grab him, but then someone else came over to grab him. Prince Charles walked over and started talking to someone else. He didn't really go and help him. He said, but when the unknown man started talking to Prince Charles, he started swaying. Moments later, he fell to the ground. Footage shows colleagues rushing to his side, and Charles was seen putting an arm out in an attempt to stop him falling. A concerned Prince Charles looked on as helpers rushed to his aid to check he wasn't injured. As he lay on the ground, the Prince of Wales walked away and started speaking to another staff member. Moments later, the man was seen being helped to his feet and escorted away, but managed to continue his conversation with Prince Charles shortly afterwards. Well, of course, the same sort of thing happens to me. Well, happens with me, to be honest. You know, when people meet me for the first time, they start fainting and crying. I don't know how I can explain it to you. Have you ever seen all those little girls and some boys at like little One Direction concerts and Justin Bieber concerts? Have you seen how they all start? It's like that when I meet people for the first time. They're a bit like that with me, to be honest. Funny, isn't it, really, how some people are? You know, I expect most of you, one or two of you, have met me before and were a little bit starstruck, weren't you, my loves? Eh? I think that is the case, yes, definitely. Poor man. Has it gone dark in here? Has it really? I don't know why that is. Let's just swap something over there, see if that makes a difference. Hasn't gone dark in here, has it? Has it gone dark? I'll turn it up a bit. I can turn my light up a little bit here. We have extensive lighting here. Hang on a minute. There we go. Turn it up a little bit. There we go. Is that better? Excuse me. Does look a bit dark, doesn't it? Have I got the auto focus on or something? Hang on a minute. Let me have a look. Let me see if I can do it. Oh, white balance. That's on. That might be that. Could be that. No. I can turn up, where's my gain button? There we are, gain up a little bit, there you go. There you go, how's that now? Is that better for you, Mick, darling? Oh, he does like to see me properly. There you go, oh, that's too bright now, isn't it? There you go, that'll do. That'll do, there we go, that's a little bit better. Poor Mick couldn't see me. Morning to Christopher Woodhouse, good morning, Chris. Hello, darling. Alright? Now, how do you want to be buried? Some of you would like to go up a chimney, be chopped up into little pieces, and stuck on a shelf somewhere. Some people would like to be buried. Some people shoved out into the ocean. In a paper, I have discovered this, as given to me by my mate, actually. The story's a couple of years old, but that's fairly irrelevant. A man has laid his father in a brand new BMW car instead of a coffin in Nigeria. The wealthy son, Azubuk, lost his father to old age, but he had always promised him that he would have a luxury car. So, after he passed away in a remote village of Ihaila, Azubuk spent £66,000 in cash on a car from the showroom to bury his father in. Now, I'm going to take a photo of this. Look. You won't believe this. Oh, hang on, that's a video. Hang on a minute. Just a minute. You won't believe this. Look. Look at that. They're actually burying him in a car. A photo taken at the ceremony shows the vehicle being lowered into a huge grave dug 6 feet deep by hand in the village. The picture's gone viral on social media, as pallbearers reportedly guided it down logs into position, and then the logs were pulled out to allow the vehicle to drop. Now, if you were to be buried, and you could be buried any way at all, how would you like to be buried? I don't know if we've got any of the Islamic people watching. You like to be buried head down, I believe. So your head goes down like that way, which I suppose would save an awful lot of space, wouldn't it? You know, as a Christian, we are buried like that. I don't know about the other faiths. I do know about the Muslim ones going head down like that, aren't they? The story goes on. Locals quip that the BMW is equipped with satellite navigation to help him find his way to pearly gates. However, many on Facebook were angered at the waste of money and said it could have been put to better use. Do you know, these people on Facebook, they want to mind their own blooming business. Really. You know, the man has gone out and earned that money. He can blooming well do what he likes with it. It's like when they slag off Elton John. Wasn't it Elton John was spending money on something some time ago? Thank you, John. I've got your email there. I can't remember what it was. He spent a load of money on something. And then people are like, oh, can't believe he spent money on that. He should put that to better use. None of your blooming business. None of your business. Mind your own business. Spend his money on exactly what he wants to spend it on. Cheek of people, isn't it, really? Where are we now? Daniel, just a second. Adam, good morning, Adam the plumber. There's Adam. There's Adam. There you go. He met me for the first time. He screamed. I was crying for weeks afterwards. I'm very pleased to report Adam has made a remarkably quick recovery. He didn't have COVID-19 as we thought, but within a day he'd come right around. So it's just one of those things that happens there. Rono wants to know, will he still get map updates? Possibly. Ronai also wants to be buried face down, butt up, so people can park their bikes on him. John Parrish, you're so cruel. We buried our Nan last year. She wasn't dead. We just buried her. Shocking. How funny. Rachel's going to be cremated because I'm going where it's hot. Feeling hot, hot, hot. Da-da. Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da. Feeling hot, hot, hot. Yeah, we like hot, hot, hot. I hate to remind you, John Aitken, but have you got anything to tell me, darling? Blimey, I'm having to remind John Aitken to remind me. I'll wait to see what he's got to say. Mike Reese, there's a place in Sussex where you can be buried in a wicker coffin in the middle of the wood. Think it's quite expensive, though. Now, you would have thought that would be cheaper, wouldn't you? No headstone, no bits of gravel and all that. Some people put coloured stones and things on like that. Well, I'll help myself to my pills, shall I, John? I'll be dead by the time you bleeding, remember, mate? Oh, dear me. That's it. I'll give him a little chance. Give him a few minutes and see what happens. Otherwise, we're going to have to remove him as head of medication and find someone else. Someone a little bit more memorable. Yes, exactly. Netflix. Who liked The Crown on Netflix? Another story from the Daily Mirror this morning. Well, we are pleased to announce in the Daily Mirror The Crown will return for a 6th season. Now, they were only going to do 5. The story goes on, the show was originally going to end after the 5th series, but it's now getting one more season in news that will no doubt delight its royal fans. And I'm really pleased about that. I enjoy The Crown. I think it's an excellent series. Very, very expensive series. Very expensive to make. Olivia Colman will play the Queen for the upcoming 4th series, and then fans will get 2 seasons instead. One with the next Queen, Imelda Staunton. Now, I didn't know her until I saw her picture. So, if I just take a picture there, this is the Queen, the person who's playing the Queen at the moment. There she is. The lovely Helen Bonham Carter. There you go. You can just about see her. And where is she now? I beg your pardon. No, that's Princess Margaret. Olivia Colman. That's Olivia Colman. Got the name wrong. That's Olivia Colman there, okay? All right, Olivia Colman there. But then it's going to be taken over by... There she is. Very beautiful as well. Imelda Staunton. Now, I didn't know who that was until I saw her face. And then I recognised her straight away. So, take a picture of her there. This is quite what. This is Rachel's idea, taking pictures of stuff and showing you. It's a brilliant idea. There you go. That's Imelda Staunton. Do you recognise her now? I'm a little bit shaky. Perhaps I've got the Parkinson's disease coming along as well. I don't know, Jason. Is it Sean? Is Sean with us this morning? Excellent news, though, because I love that series. It says, news from the palace. We can confirm there will be a 6th and final season of The Crown, in addition to the previously announced 5. So it's an extra series. So that is good news. That's really good news. So I do like The Crown there on the Netflix there. What song would you have played at your food award? I'd have Another One Bites the Dust. Another One Bites the Dust, but another one bites the... Adam says, me and Royston's cremation. We want cremation, but Royston wants to be used as fish food. Oh. Oh, I don't know about that, lovey. Gosh. Burn Baby Burn, Disco Inferno for Jason Hughes there. Scrolling down. Right, another story. iPhones and cameras. Are they filming you secretly? Well, in The Sun this morning, a horrified woman has found her pervy housemate was secretly filming in her bathroom after discovering his iPhone hidden inside a metal box. She discovered the phone during the pre-drinks at her property shared by 15 students. The University of Lincoln, just up the road, undergraduate had first become suspicious after spotting that the red container in the bathroom had a tiny hole in the corner. Watch out for small holes, boys and girls. She then filmed the moment her and her pal broke open the box to find the mobile phone inside and a placemat reading, "Keep calm, I'm a student." The shocked pair told the police, who found a video of Aubrey, that's her name, not her real name, and 2 housemates in the toilet. Their creepy housemate, who Aubrey refused to name, was arrested and charged with voyeurism. I think that's where you're watching other people naked, is it? I mean, you wouldn't get charged if you were watching someone just walking around normal, would you? I don't know. She told the student news site, oh, I bet that's full of interesting stuff. Oh, can you just imagine all the little left-wing groups that'll be on there? Oh, this group. Oh, let's have I don't know. Let's have respect for curtains and things like that, dear. You know. Can you just imagine the crap that a student's magazine must be full of? I can't think of anything worse. The camera saw everything, and it was so embarrassing. It was absolutely horrible. I didn't want to ruin his life, but I want him to be aware of what he did was wrong. And of course it is wrong to do something like that, setting up cameras and that in people's houses. Dear me, shocking. Shocking. Samsung, hold on to your phone chargers. Chargers, rather. In The Sun this morning. Look at this. Samsung is reportedly planning to ditch out giving out free chargers next year if you're thinking of getting a Samsung phone. Not the only ones. The rumours come after the same thing was hinted for Apple and the iPhone 12. They may stop giving chargers away. Something else to charge you for. That's what it is. Isn't it? It's like bicycles. Do you remember years ago when you bought a bike, it was all on there. You know, you had your mud guards, your lights were on there, everything was on there. Now, you buy a bike, you go and buy a bike. Oh, by the way, would you like a set of mud guards? Or don't they come on the bike? No. All this stuff used to be on there. Even cars. Even cars. Did you want a spare wheel? Don't you get a spare wheel on it? No, just a wheel repair kit. You can have a spare wheel. That's an extra £150, please. We are being charged for every single little... They split something up. They give you something, you know, and then they take away something. Oh, would you like an engine with the car? Doesn't it come with that? It'll come next, won't it? No, it doesn't come with the car. That's extra. £5,000, please. Bit like the whole Ryanair thing, isn't it? You know, you pay for the seat. Oh, do you want to take a bag with you? What do you mean, do I want to take? Of course I want to take a bag. That's an extra £30, please. Oh, okay, there's their bag. How much luggage do you want? Oh, just a normal. Got my bag there, and a case. Oh, you want to take a case as well? Wasn't that what I paid for? No, you've paid £30 for hand luggage. Then you want to take a case on as well? Shocking how that's allowed to happen. But anyway, It says in The Sun it's not unprecedented for manufacturers to stop giving out free accessories with their new phones. Korean publication ET News has reported that Samsung is considering abandoning free chargers by next year. But I mean, they're not free, are they? They're not free. You've paid for it with the item. The report says leaving chargers out of the box of a new phone could help save the company money in the light of rising costs due to 5G technology. Long-time Samsung and Apple fans are likely to already have multiple chargers lying around from previous phone chargers, which is certainly the case for me. I've got a few chargers, you know. These tech giants could therefore argue that they'd be cutting back on excess products and packaging that people might not want and need. But to buy a charger is going to cost you 20 quid. And that's a proper Samsung one. An Apple power adapter and cable is about 40 quid. You see, this is the trouble. The Apple stuff is so expensive, isn't it? It's so blooming expensive. It's wrong though, isn't it, eh? Paula News says sometimes you can get pedals. Really? You don't get pedals? Dear. Rachel wants Live and Let Die as she goes into burn, and when she's cremated, oh dear. Up in a Puff of Smoke by Polyground for Denise. Mandy Davenport, Ring of Fire. Yeah, that's a good one. Ronnie, is it Hadway by the Kinks? I don't know that one. Hadway by the Kinks there. Naughty cats in the metro. One cat has been seen thieving around his neighbourhood in Louisiana. His owner, Heather Bardi, has had to make awkward apologies to her neighbours after finding dozens of items of clothing in her home. Normally the cat stays indoors, but has recently protested to be let out. Once they let him out, Heather realised that mysterious items kept showing up at their house. When she checked the property's security cam footage, lo and behold, she saw Admiral Galley Cat, that's what I think it's called, I'll just call it Admiral, sauntering in with tank tops, socks, tops and towels. She has since uploaded images of the found property and posted photos online for people to identify their items and pick them up. Here, look. Look at this here. How funny is that? There you go. All this stuff, look. The cat's brought home all this stuff from people's houses. Funny, isn't it? They figured out the mysterious items were due to the beloved cat's thieving waves, and they started getting quite worried. Heather contacted the police to report the clothing kept showing up at their door. She then set up secret security cameras to catch the cat in operation. Once they realised it was none other than Admiral, they had a laugh, posted on the Facebook group. Heather uploaded a picture of the thief and shamed him for his sneaky ways. My cat is stealing your laundry. I have no clue else where to post to reach you all. 2 weeks ago, suspicious items started appearing on my front porch. First was a tank top and then 2 Nike socks. The next morning, a dish rag, a ripped pair of boxers and more Nike socks. Now, in the past 2 days, half a girl's bikini, size medium, a few more dish rags and a beach towel. All seemingly freshly out of the dryer, except for the bathing suit and towel that smelled like sunscreen. She continued, I'm grateful it's not a dead sparrow or a mouse, but I'm sure someone is at home scratching their head as to where their clothes keep disappearing to. How funny. My mate has been horrified a couple of times. He's got 5 cats, and one of them, Ralph, who's just such a friendly cat. He's a grey ragdoll. He's got a black face. He's the most beautiful cat. He's always so friendly. So friendly. And he was laying in bed one day and his cat's come running up the stairs, jumped onto the bed and dropped a dead mouse in front of him. And he rung me up straight. He said he's brought a blooming mouse up here and chucked it on the bed. I said, well, how is it? He said, I've looked at the mouse. It's had its throat slit. How awful. Dreadful. A cat is classed as a free spirit, says Mike Reese Bonto there. Stole everything but the kitten sink. Very funny there. Very funny. Paul and Lou says you don't get pedals on expensive bikes. I bought one for £1,000. It had no pedals. Gosh. John, Lady IU knew wore 5 knickers, tight skirts and jeans to carry low hand luggage. I don't blame him. You'd get very hot on the plane though, wouldn't you? Fiona, you just got to be kidding me. Poor little thing, says Ron I. Oh, bless them. We like cats. Right, we've got a bingo piece of software to test out this morning, which I'll do after this story in the Daily Star this morning. A mum of 2 was ambushed. If you're on a holiday, be very careful. We had a bear story the other day. Some silly cow decided it would be a good idea to have a photo taken with a wild bear. Oh, hello. Why is it lunging at me? Because it wants to eat you, dear. That's why. The victims, a mum of 2, was ambushed by a wild bear as she went out for a holiday family walk while she was on holiday. Oh, I hope that don't happen while I'm walking up that along that path. It was bad enough seeing a cow. This lady was savaged by the bear during a holiday with her family in Russia. The victim's husband found her gravely wounded, rushed her to hospital. Blimey, that's loud. What was that? I hope I'm not going through the floor here. My chair is on the carpet and I need to get a bit of wood. Did you hear that? Listen, see if I can do it again. Oh, it's leaning back. Oh, that's lovely, that is. Oh, I could just lean back and do my show. Is that unprofessional, do you think, leaning back like that? Naga doesn't lean back on her chair, does she? Oh, they had that Charlie on this morning. He's a miserable git. He's never humour. He's never funny, Charlie. I like the other bloke, Dan's all right. When Charlie's doing an interview, like the interviewee might make a bit of a joke and he'll say, you don't think you should be joking about something? It's quite serious. He was on there this morning. Naga tried to have a joke with him and it just went straight over his head. No smile or nothing. He's a miserable git, that Charlie on BBC Breakfast. Want to get rid of that one, dear. Miserable. So she was taken to hospital but died on the way there. Wow. Attacked by a bear while you're on holiday. How awful. I'm in 2 minds of what to do at this point. I'm going to do the other stories first. They're only short stories. I'll do the other stories before the bingo, and that's because people will be waiting for that. Okay, people won't want to stay for the bingo, so they might disappear. So, hand sanitizer. Who uses that? I haven't got any. I went into Aldi the other day, and I was looking. I said, "Got any of that hand sanitizer?" And she gave me this. I said, "I've got this one if you want this." I said, "Has that got the right amount of alcohol in it?" She said, "I don't know." Anyway, so I bought it, got it home, and it says alcohol, but it doesn't say how much is in there. It's got to be 60%, isn't it? Is it 60%? So I chucked it away. I haven't got any of that stuff. I wash hands. Soap and water is the best thing. Hand sanitizers is if there's no soap and water around. But this bloke in the Daily Star, a teetotal man, has developed hangover symptoms after using a hand sanitizer. The bloke's in India. The Indian man, was he in India or is he just Indian? Hang on a minute. Doesn't say. Oh, I'll read it exactly as it is then. The Indian man was the subject of a medical journal case study after he had a bad reaction to the hygienic liquid used to kill germs on the surface of the skin. Medics believe the man's medication for alcohol dependence caused him to have an allergic-like reaction and to develop some worrying symptoms. He was visiting his bank when his face suddenly became flushed after rubbing the liquid onto his hands. Because a lot of these places, they've got it now everywhere, haven't they? Where was I the other day? Where did I go the other day and there was hand sanitizer outside the door? I think it was Lidl. It was Lidl. Yeah, they got it in Lidl and no, the computer repair shop. The computer repair shop. They got it there. Well, every time you go in, it's there straight away. Do it straight away before they even talk to you. Daily Star said he was rushed to hospital where he was found to have a fast heartbeat, known as tachycardia. Oh, we hear that on Casualty, didn't we, girls? Fran and Mandy, we hear that on Casualty, and always tachycardic. We hear that on there, don't we? As well as redness on his chest and face. Doctors speculate the sanitizer, which comprised of alcohol, must have badly reacted with his meds. There you are. So there you go. No need to get drunk anymore. You can just go out and buy that stuff. you can go out and buy that stuff, can't you? 70% says Denise. Pop in on way home. We have lots spare. Actually, I'll be going home tomorrow. I'll be going home tomorrow to the house. I've got the blokes coming on Monday to do my shed. I paid half the money up front. Putting a proper new roof on my shed there. Yeah, maybe I'll get a little swimming pool in there as well. I don't know. Has it been in your decontamination unit? Excellent, Denise. I won't be coming past you though. I think I've got to come off track to sort of come to you, wouldn't I? You know, I'll probably be going. I reckon early tomorrow evening is probably the wonderful thing about today. It's a Friday. I'm used to on a Friday rushing around doing the day because we never used to have a show Friday morning. I'd be rushing around trying to get ready to leave the caravan at 4 in the afternoon to get down to my London job. You see, of course, that's non-existent at the moment. You know, whether or not I go back to it anyway when it comes back, I don't know. I feel a duty actually to the pub because they've been very good to me, but I might feel very uneasy about it. I still feel uneasy about it at the moment. If they rang up today and said, could you start again tomorrow? Answer would be no, absolutely. I'm just going to watch and see what happens. Joe, do you need to print tickets? You won't need to print tickets. You could just write down numbers if you want, Joe. This hasn't gone out. It's only gone out to a very few selected people just to test out the new software, Fiona. Sorry, was it Fiona who was asking me that? It was Joe. I beg your pardon, Joe. No, not. This is a different system, Joe. We're going to be swapping systems very soon. If you're on the old system, that's okay. You don't need to do anything. That will carry on as usual on Sunday. But you'll probably have to re-register at some point to join to be on the new system, which is it works much better than the old one. There's no number 90, but there's no error on it at all like that. If you're not on the old system, Joe, I can't remember if you were playing bingo. Just send us an email here. There you go. Thank you to Gavin Bass for making that. Send us an email there. Say, please add me to the bingo system and you'll be able to play on Sunday, okay? All right? I'll add you on to that. I can't remember if you're on it or not there. Central Station is opening up soon. That's right, Mike Rees-Ponto. But no entertainment now whatsoever, okay? Okay, so you'll be able to play Sunday. Just pop us an email there, Joe. As long as you haven't registered before. If you played last week, you'll still be on there. You don't have to register every week. Once you're on there, you're on there. Unless you win and you don't claim, then you come off. But then you can go on there again if you want to. Okay, just send us an email there, Joe. All right, my love, and I'll add you on there. Joe, hospitals stopped alcohol hand sanitizers because the alcoholics used to steal it. Is that right? Is that right? Is there a show tomorrow morning, Rachel? Yes, Rach. Because I don't need to rush. It's wonderful, really. I gotta tell you, not having to know I've got to be there at that time. You know, I set myself times. Like this show's now 8:45 in the morning. That's it, right? But I haven't got to rush around anymore. It's wonderful, really. I mean, really. I mean, Alton, my friend Alton Andrews. I'm sure that's Fiona's, Denise's husband. He doesn't really have to rush around anymore. You know, he does a lot of internet radio shows. I think he gets paid for them as well. He does internet radio shows, right? And he's there at his time. But he doesn't have to rush out the house to get somewhere. Worry about traffic. This is the wonderful thing with the working from home. Wonderful. You ain't got to get in a cold car to go somewhere or sit there in all that traffic and people beep, 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 cutting you up. None of that. You just turn up for your little job in your work. You know, I don't know, I'm usually in here about 45 minutes before the show, getting other bits ready. Wonderful, wonderful, not having to travel around there. Right. Okay. Jason, I will be doing my full risk assessment of builders. I'd laugh if it was a couple of women who turn up. Well, yeah, I would be disappointed, to be honest, Jason. I don't seem to get the young fit workers, sort of 30, 35. I always get old fat blokes, so sort of my own age. Always very disappointing. Do you use Kodi? I know some of you do. No names mentioned. I don't have such a thing. It would worry me. It would really worry me, because you know it's illegal. It's illegal to be watching stuff that you should be paying for on Kodi. You know that. I know some of you take the risks. I know people that use it. The only subscription I have is with my Netflix. That's all. And Amazon Prime as well. That's the only things I have. But Kodi, people, it says here, following up reports, Torrent Freak have discovered... Oh, sorry, I've just scrolled down there. There we go. UK police appear to be making increased efforts to curb the use of illegal devices that encourage illegal streaming services such as IPTV, which is Internet Protocol Television Services, and popular Kodi boxes. A report from Torrent Freak via the Daily Express reveals that East Suffolk police arrested a 24-year-old man under suspicion of involvement in a pirate IPTV operation which serviced tens of thousands of people. Following this... Can I just have some water? Following this, the police hijacked a stream showing users an anti-piracy message in a bid to deter them from the illegal streaming service again in the future. The message below reads, "The illegal stream has been seized by Norfolk and Sussex police. Watching illegal broadcasts is a crime. Your IP address has been recorded. You are instructed to cease and desist immediately from all illegal media streaming," which is fair enough. You've been given a chance. They could nick you straight away. All this stuff is nickable. If you're sitting there using IPTV to watch free, well, I mean, you pay the bloke who's running it a certain fee. Whether it's, I don't know, Netflix or... actually, I don't know what you can find on Kodi. I'll be honest. I know you can get Sky on it. I know they put Sky on there, various other channels. If you are watching stuff on there and you're not paying Sky, you're paying someone else, you know it's illegal. You know it is. I wouldn't take the chance, you see. I know you save yourself a lot of money, I know, but you're not supposed to do it. It's as simple as that. You watch this show anyway. Incidentally, you can watch this show for free at any time, day or night, boys and girls. Day or night. No charge. Besides, who would pay for this crap? Be honest. Yeah, I know. During the warrant, officers were able to access and disrupt the online platform, disable the suspected illegal streams and deliver the on-screen messages. And it says that officers are aware that the speculation is circulating online saying that your on-scene message is a hack. So the people who saw the message don't believe it's from the police. Oh dear. They did some recent convictions in June. This bloke was sentenced, who run the thing, 24 months imprisonment, suspended for 2 years. Now, what does that mean? Does that mean he'll go in prison for 2 years if he gets caught? I don't know what that means. Mark Schofield was sentenced to 24 months imprisonment, suspended for 2 years. Does that mean he's got to wait 2 years before he goes to prison? I don't know. For selling illegal devices that provided access for paid-for content, including sport and films, via his Facebook page. So you've got to be very careful. Don't use this stuff. It's just dodgy. Very, very dodgy. Very, very dodgy. All right. One lot of little messages and we'll do the bingo then. Let's try this bingo. Kodi, Kodi is the thing. I think it's like a memory stick. Like I've got a memory stick here. I think, not 100%. I think it looks a bit like something like that. That's my memory stick. Isn't it funny? I can carry around almost my complete lot of music on this. And I had like 10 record boxes I used to carry around. 10 record boxes to weddings. Mike Reese-Ponto, I know all about that. He used to do it. Then we went to CDs and that became a lot easier. One box. And now that. Your entire record collection on that. Very Star Trek, isn't it? Don't you think? Very Star Trek. By the way, if you do use Kodi, perhaps you're best to keep quiet about that and not put it up here. All right. Daniel uses YouTube a lot. Yes, there's a lot on YouTube. Actually, I mentioned this the other week. There's an Australian version of Are You Being Served? Did you know that? And Mr. Humphries is in it and Mrs. Slocum is in it. It's not particularly good quality, but it is watchable. That's on YouTube. Type in Are You Being Served Australian version. It's almost identical to the British one, but with Australian actors, okay? Thank you, John. So that 2 years suspended means keep out of trouble for 2 years. Otherwise, you will get 2 years for any issue. Thank you very much for that, John, for telling me that. All right. Okie doke. Thank you, Ronna. You're very kind. More entertaining. I try. Oh, here we go again. Here we go again. Right, we got some software to test out today, boys and girls. We got some software to test out today. Not only are we testing the software out, but I want to see what the delay is like between you claiming, right? You claiming a prize and hitting the claim button, so to speak. It works exactly the same as the other system works, okay? The numbers will come up on a box in a moment. I will read them out. You will cross them off. As soon as you've worked a full house, you let me know. The difference is I can now see all your bingo tickets in front of me here. When I bring up the bingo board, you won't see the bingo tickets, okay? Right, so let's set a game. Game set, and we're ready. I think there's about 15 of you playing this, so it might take a little while for someone to win. But nevertheless, that's how it works. Okay, so if you were lucky enough, I say lucky enough, if you received a bingo ticket, please get it now. No need. Only a few. This is new software here. Just don't worry about it. I just selected about 10 people, 10 to 15 people to test this out today to see how well it works. Okay, so let me get tight. I could do with a Wii, to be honest. Can I have a Wii? I think I'll have to. Can you hang on a minute? Can I just play you a little bit of music? I've been desperate for the last half hour. Hang on a minute. Let's play. What have we got here? Let's play a little bit of classical music just while I disappear to the toilet for 5 minutes. All right. There we are, back now, boys and girls. Thank you very much for bearing with me there. I got a bit desperate there. Okay, now don't worry if, as I say, if you didn't get a bingo ticket, there was only like a few people that I've put on there just to try it out. Okay, I'll tell you more about that on Sunday when we do the bingo as we were. Okie doke. So, tickets ready, let's play, and we'll see what happens. Here we go. First number coming up, and same as last time, as soon as you've won, there's no prize. As soon as you've won, just scream bingo in the chat box. I will know when there's someone's won. And once again, I'll give you a minute and a half, although there won't be any clock. This is very basic at the moment. And that's it. Right, you ready then? Here we go. Let's see if we can bring up the bingo board. Like that. There it is. Okay. It's a little bit... I'll have to move over a little bit for that one. Okay, I can also do it like this, and we can flick between the two, if necessary. Oh, hang on a minute. There we are. I think that's probably better, don't you? Oh, sorry, that phone's next to me there. I think it's probably better like that, and I'll flick between the two. All right, eyes down then. Let's play. Let's see what happens. 8 and 4, 84. 1 and 8, 18. Can you see how those colours are coming up there? And once the number's called, it will go sort of pink, with the actual number being called going red, all right? 6 and 9, 69. 3 and 6, 36. 8 and 9, 89. 1 and 2, 12. 2 and 3, 23. 2 and 5, 25. 5 and 1, 51. 3 and 2, 32. 6 and 1, 61. All on its own, number 6. Top of the shop, blind 90. 6 and 4, 64. 5 and 7, 57. Let's just bring that back up there. That works quite well, doesn't it? 4 and 3, 43. All on its own, number 1. 8 and 5, 85. 5 and 4, 54. I'm aware how quickly I'm going. I just want this over with, just to check it out, really. Because other people haven't got it and they get bored. 3 and 9, 39. 7 and 8, 78. All on its own, number 4. 2-0, blind 20. 3 and 4, 34. 4 and 7, 47. 8 and 6, 86. 7 and 6, 76. 6 and 7, 67. 5 and 9, 59. 4 and 6, 46. 4 and 2, 42. 6-0, blind 60. 2 little ducks, 22. 2 and 6, 26. 2 and 8, 28. 8 and 7, 87. All the ones, legs 11. 2 and 9, 29. 8-0, blind 80. 5 and 3, 53. All on its own, number 9. 3 and 1, 31. Boris's Boudoir, number 10. 4-0, blind 40. 8 and 1, 81. 5 and 6, 56. 2 and 7, 27. 7 and 1, 71. Oh, I just hit that twice then. 2 and 4, 24. Unlucky for some, 1 and 3, 13. All the 6s, 66. 7-0 blind 70. 5 and 2, 52. 7 and 3, 73. 2 fat ladies, 88. All the 7s, 77. 8 and 3, 83. 3 and 5, 35. 7 and 4, 74. All on its own, number 3. 1 and 9, 19. All the 4s, 44. 4 and 9, 49. All on its own, number 2. 6 and 8, 68. All on its own, number 5. 6 and 5, 65. 5 and 8, 58. All the 3s, 33. 5-0 blind 50. 2 and 1, 21. And 6 and 2, 62. We've got a winner on 62. Let's have a look. 15 seconds past. Okay, time to claim, gang. Someone should claim now. Someone should claim on 62. Let's see how long it takes you. 10 seconds. Let's see if they're there. You see, at this point, I know who's won. It's up to you to claim it, though. Let's see if they claim. 30 seconds. There we go. Okay, 35 seconds. Fiona Hunt. Yes, Fiona. Well done, darling. 35 seconds. Fiona Hunt. And her winning numbers. You can see the board there. I can bring that back up now. You see, like that. Hang on. Where is it now? That works well, doesn't it? 2... And they're all in order now. I see 2, 19, 25, 26, 35, 46, 49, 54, 56, 62, 67, 77, 78, 83 and 89. 83 and 90. Well done. Rachel, and I can see who's got what here. You see Rachel was waiting for number 16. Stacey was also waiting for number 16. Gavin Bass was waiting for 15 and 38. Shania was waiting for 38 and 75. My sister, I don't think she's with us this morning, 38 and 72. Who else is with us? Denise, she was waiting for 45, 48 and 72. This is brilliant. Mandy was waiting for 17, 45 and 72. Michael Lawrence, I think, had one, 15, 17 and 48, and so on and so forth. Fantastic. Okay, so that works. I'm quite pleased with that. And 35 seconds it took you to claim. Where's the screen gone? That one. So that took you 35 seconds to claim. So 1 minute and 30 seconds is plenty, isn't it? Excellent. Excellent. Blooming brilliant. Okay. So we'll get that going hopefully Sunday week. This Sunday's bingo will be exactly the same as it is normal, boys and girls. Don't need to change. Hello, sis. There's my sister. Won't need to change anything at all. Besides, can't do it now because there are people that just want that, you see. They just watch the bingo. They only come in for the bingo on Sunday, which is fine, you know, it's no problem at all. That's why I do so many different things. A little bit for them, a little bit for them. Some people are with us for everything. I know Fran's with us all the time, isn't he? And Mandy's and the Davenport's there. Excellent. Okay, that works really well. Okay. So I think we'll ask people to subscribe on Monday. Those of you... Let me think how I'm going to do this. I'll think on Monday. I'll tell you on Sunday what we're going to do there. All right. Okie doke. Now, let's see. Where are we now? One story. Hang on, any more Thank you, Joe. I've got your email there. I'll add you on Saturday when I get home on Sunday morning, probably. Okay. What happens, Joe, is that you get 3 tickets on Sunday. This is how it will work this week, okay? It will change, I think, after this. On Sunday, you'll get 3 tickets. One usually comes around about 8 o'clock in the morning, then one about 10 o'clock in the morning, and one about midday, somewhere around there. You should have all 3 tickets by at least 6 p.m. on Sunday. Okay, that's how the tickets come out. I would recommend, if you're around at that time of the morning, check at about 8:30 and get that ticket then. Because what I found is happening is that if people look for their tickets at about 6, 7 o'clock at night, they would be missing them. And we don't know where they go. I think they're attached to the original one and people just simply can't see them. They don't know what to do. So it might be a good idea to check back sort of around about 9, 11 and 1. And you should find them there. But this is the only... Probably after that the system will change. And then I'll be able to send them all out in one go. All right, my loves. Well, I'm glad we tried that. Thank you very much to those of you that helped me test that out. Oh, there's Martin. She claimed within 3 seconds in the YouTube chat. Because that's how long it takes to come to me, Martin. That's how long it's exactly the same at home. It's exactly the same at home. That's how long it takes to go through the system and come back to me. So that's how long it takes. That's why we give it 1 minute and 30 seconds to allow for any sort of delays in there. All right. Denise didn't get a ticket. You didn't get the ticket. I don't know why, Denise. They all went out. Have a good look. You were on the list, I think. I'm sure you were on the list. I can't check now. Denise, yeah, I've got a ticket here for you. Check your email address there, maybe. Check your emails there, Denise. Anyone else? Let's have a look. Are you still on 3 broadband? Yes. Yes, we're still on the 4G here. Still on the 4G here. Okay. Good. Rightio. Okay, let's do today's bingo tickets then. Raffle tickets, gang. I'm very pleased with that. Very pleased with that indeed. Let's do today's raffle tickets. If you'd like a raffle ticket for next Monday's raffle, then let's have your tickets, my darlings. Let's have your names. And I'll put you on here. Okay. There we are. All ready for you there. Off we go. Let's have one for Maureen. 694 for Maureen. 694 for Maureen. Okay. Excellent. Where are we? There we are. Adam. Tony King. Here we go. 6, 9. You see? Now, I said anyone want raffle tickets. That's taken someone 25 seconds to get to me back with the messages. Now, that's just how it works, isn't it, really, I suppose? I'd love it instant, but that's how it is. Tony King, then. 695. Thank you, Tony, baby. Michael Lawrence, 696. 696. John Aitken, 697. Can you check all your folders there, Denise? See if you can find it somewhere. And I'll check your email as well in case that's been put in wrong. John Aitken, 696. I read it off the studio thing. I read it on the studio thing. I don't know how to put that on the YouTube chat. On OBS. I've got it on the, you know, the YouTube studio thing. That's how I read it. I've got a monitor on there. Tells me my numbers. And then the chat box on the right. That's what I've got in front of me. I would assume OBS would just log into that and show you what I can see anyway. But that's on a different machine. So I've just got one machine to do the OBS. There's nothing on that other than video cameras plugged in and stuff like that. I'm losing my voice here, aren't I? I've just realised that. John Aitken. 698 goes to Gary Davidson. Denise 699. Rachel 700. AMS Clark. Good morning, AMS 701. Joe Woodruff 702. Jason Hughes 703. Chris Woodhouse 704. Just scroll down a little bit there, my loves. 704. Heidi Young 705. $706. Where's 706? 706, 706. Come on, where's 706? Who was last? Heidi Young. Peter Wright, 706. Ross Herndine, 707. Fran, 708. Denise deleted every box yesterday. Maybe that's why. Did you delete it? When did I send them out? I sent them out this morning, Denise. Sent them out this morning. Yeah, Fiona got hers in promotions here. Hello, Mari, 709. Mike. Shania, 710. Adam's having a break from the tickets. John Aitken is 697. John Aitken is 697. Diane Jebb, 711. 711 for Diane Jebb. There you go. Anyone else? Anyone else been missed out on the raffle tickets? Please speak now. Denise, I'm just going to check your email. What email I've got for you there? One second. Am I on your Facebook? There you are. Right. Just going to send you a private message with the email I have for you there. And let's just check you're on there. Stacey, Gavin, Shania, Simon. D. Andrews. That is you, isn't it? D. Andrews. Okay, let's have a look. Managed contestants. D. Andrews. Right. Is that correct? Check your Facebook messages for me, would you, my love? Anyone been missed out on the raffle tickets there, but sweethearts? Looks like everyone this morning. Just check your Facebook messages there for me, D, and see if that's correct or not, my love. And now she's sent an email. Let me have a look. Let's have a look. Reply. How do I see your email? Can we? No. Oh, yes, that's how to do it, is it? Yeah, that's where I sent it to. I don't know why you haven't got it. I don't know why you haven't got it. No idea. There's something there that's stopping you getting it. Everyone else got them, didn't they? No one else has not got one. Strange. Very strange. Right, let's do today's birthdays, boys and girls. Where are we? Birthday time here on United Kingdom Talk. Happy birthday on this Friday the 10th of July 2020 to Ian Ellis. Hello, Ian. Morning, Ian. 51 years old today. Younger than me, dear. Happy birthday to Ian Ellis. Runs pubs. Sean Curran. Morning, Sean. 48 years old today. Happy birthday, Sean. Tim Robertson. Happy birthday to Tim. Nicoletta. Oh, what a lovely name. Nicoletta Durangheli is 56 today. You don't look 56, my love. Happy birthday. Alan Hopley. Hello, Alan. Happy birthday to you. And Bobby G's birthday today as well, gang. Happy birthday to each and every one of you on this Friday morning. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Twice, coronavirus. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Oops, sorry. I'm not paying full attention this morning. There we are. I just realised the blooming bingo board's still up there. Forgot to take that down a little bit earlier. And there was some way Martin was just saying about the messages on the OBS. I just want to have a look at something. We're mucking around a little bit this morning. The actual show is now over, boys and girls. I have to tell you that. I just want to try something out. YouTube chat on OBS. Let's have a look. Oh, it's a blooming YouTube video. I want a set of instructions, really. There we go. YouTube has an issue. Oh, okay. Right. No, I'll leave that for now. I haven't got time to muck around with that now. I think I'm happy with how the system is now. It works as I want it to work now, so I'll just leave it at that. I think that's the best thing. All right, gang. Thank you very much for watching the show this morning. So we were trying out a few little bits and pieces on today. Music on there. It's kind of thrown me a little bit, really. There we are. That's better. A little bit of music behind us. It's always nice to hear the music. Thank you very much. Those of you whose birthday it is, lots of people wishing you happy birthday as always on the chat box, gang. It's always good of you to do that. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow morning around about the same time, 8:45 for our little Saturday morning show. Have a nice day. Thanks for watching and listening. Cheerio now.